13. That's how many schools I applied to. Can you guess how many were in state? 2. And I had only applied because my parents told me I needed close to home backups. As a high school upperclassman, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. My interests varied from business to history to psychology to environmental science. The only thing I knew is I needed to get out of my small hometown of Middleport, New York. As you can imagine, not many colleges have reputable programs for such a wide variety of things, which made the process your students are going through that much harder. I applied to schools that could be AU's little brother, small private schools off in the forest, similar programs, mascots, colors. I applied to big state schools way far out of state where I could see myself living as an adult. But they were simply too expensive, even when I got comparable scholarships. I chose AU because it had a program for each of my interests, but honestly, because it was the most affordable. I knew the out-of-state experience was not worth a couple $100,000 of debt. After my senior year, I was very lucky, and I got to work in the hospitality industry right outside Zion National Park. This experience helped give me some direction on what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to work in hospitality on the business end of things. Even with this newfound discovery, I was dreading coming back home to Western New York. I would fantasize about staying in Utah, teaching ski lessons in the winter, working in hospitality in the summer. But I knew I needed an education. I knew my parents would be disappointed. So I hopped on a plane and flew back home. Actually, 3 planes. As you can imagine, there's a lot of layovers to get from St. George, Utah to Western New York. After a week of touchdown, I'm in alFRED, and I get the flu. And I don't know how many of you remember your first time being sick and alone, but I can tell you with absolute certainty that it sucks. I take this as a sign from the universe. I shouldn't be here. I should just go back home. A week later, I go on a whitewater rafting trip, and I sprain my ankle, putting myself on crutches for 4 weeks. It wasn't even a cool accident. I get through the whole whitewater rafting part completely unscathed. It's not till the end when we step out of the rafts to go check out a waterfall that I step in a hole, and it is not pretty. The next summer, I did go on to be a whitewater raft guide on the Pigeon River in Tennessee, but that's a story for another time. Anyways, it takes all this drama for me to finally find my place at alFRED. The girls who take me to the hospital end up being some of my closest friends. I've hosted parties, gone on road trips, and even got matching pajamas for Christmas cards to give to the staff here at alFRED with these girls. Everything happens for a reason. After I get this woe is me idea out of my head, I dive into my schoolwork and start loving AU fully. In the second semester first year experience class, Busy 106, the students are tasked with creating a business, bringing it to life, and donating the profits to a charity close to our hearts. My group chose tote bags. Easy enough, right? Not so much. We struggled, we didn't meet deadlines, and one of the professors thought our ideas were going in the wrong direction. But we persevered. We refused to fail, and we ended up being the top-selling group that year, making over $1,000 for the Environmental Defense Fund. In my first year, the previous dean and assistant dean, Mark Lewis and Tori Cramp, became my mentors. They helped me narrow my major down from business administration to marketing. They pushed me outside of my comfort zones, and they were some of the first adults who truly believed in me. They pushed me to become a student ambassador, doing what I love, yapping to your students about how great AU is. They pushed me to become an RA and a TA, both positions which I got for the upcoming year. I ended up joining leadership academies like the Women's Leadership Academy and Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Society, and I get into both. I'm on the cheer team. We end up going to nationals in Daytona. I'm on top of the world. Then, by the end of the semester, Both my mentors announced that they're leaving alFRED. My cheer coach has to step down, and one of my closest friends drop out. And I don't even get to be mad. Mark retired for about the 4th time. Tori got to go do marketing in Rochester following her passions. And my cheer coach, bless her. She has 2 children under 10, her own practice, and is a professor here at alFRED. She was simply too busy. In high school, I would have drowned. I didn't have the tools I needed. But alFRED had given me the support that I could stand strong without my crutches. This year, without my extra support, outside of my comfort zone, I've grown to do more. I've had dinner at the president's house with the vice chair of the board of trustees. I've become a mentor to some of our new students, and I've even joined a new team here at alFRED, the field hockey team, which if any of your students are interested in, please have them talk to me. One of the newest projects I've taken on is for my Women's Leadership Capstone, running a clothing drive for Cheryl's Closet. For those of you who don't know, Cheryl's Closet is a free resource here on campus that provides business professional clothing to students, which is considered the expectation for internships, interviews, and many presentations. Another thing I've been very thankful to be a part of is working with Blue Star, which is a firm here on campus funded by NASA as their leading marketing intern. In most schools, this would be completely unheard of to lead a team as a second-year student. But alFRED not only prepares their students in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. If I would have stayed in Utah, I'm sure I would have been happy, but I would have never grown. I would have stayed stagnant in where I was. I'm telling you all this because if your students were anything like my friends and I were in high school, they're probably nervous, shy, maybe a little insecure. And if they're nothing like I was, I'm sure they have room to grow. alFRED has given me everything I needed and an education. It has given me confidence in who I am, what I want to do, and the difference I want to make. I'll sign you all off the way I sign off my emails. Fiat Lux, Izzy Santella.